Hi guys, let's watch a short film on cyber harassment with teenagers and how to stay safe from the cyber harassment. There are different types of cyberbullying: cyber harassment, impersonation, flaming, trolling, cyber stalking, outing, website creation, video shaming. In our vlog, we will be discussing cyber harassment in detail with the help of the theories models. So these are the outlines we are going to see in this following vlog. Cyber harassment pertains to unconsented conduct, such as threatening or harassing email, instant messages, blog entries, or website dedicated slowly to like tormenting an individual. Also, there is a literature like by, according to Smith, it has become increasingly common, especially among teenagers and all, the publishing of sensitive personal information online, including home address, phone number, email, social security number, photos, and etc. To harass and stalks the people, like steal the identity of a target. Also, harassment can be identified by repeated behavior and an intent to harm. Yeah, these are some of these types of cyber harassment: hate speech, pornographic content, online abuse, intimate comments, threats, identity theft, posting your personal details and all. This is the statistics we came across about the types of harassment experienced by threatening girls. According to National Center for Education Statistics in 2012, 20.2% of all students have reported cyber harassment. Also, 15% of teenagers between the age of 12 and 18 had been victims of cyber harassment within a 12 months period. According to the Cyberbullying Research Center in 2012, 16% of teenagers had cyber harassed others at some point. Incidents of cyber harassment, some teens nearly doubled between 2007 and 2012. Also, as a research in 2015, Pew Research study, 8 to 10 out of 18 of teens who use social media now share more information about themselves. Also, females are more likely to be the targets for these harassment.
Guys, recently I came across few of the theories and models which we can apply to cyber harassment, and they are very interesting. Let's go. Okay, so research endures to understand cyber harassment perpetration has further theoretical implication. The theory of planned behavior is one of the theory which we can look. It is a psychological theory that links beliefs to behavior. The theory maintains that three core components, namely attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control, together shape an individual's behavioral intention, which we can see when they come online and harass. In turn, a tenet of theory of planned behavior is that behavioral intention is the most proximal determinant of human social behavior. For instance, according to Herman and Wolfer, they utilize the theory to predict cyber harassment perpetration from cyber harassment's attitude, subjective norms, perceived behavioral controls through cyber harassment intentions in a sample of Belgian youth. Another theory which we can look is online toxic disinhibition, which represent an increased tendency towards online flaming and inappropriate behavior. This often contain hostile language, swearing, and even threats. Another theory which we can talk about is routine activities theory. So the routine activities theory emphasizes that harassment occur when three elements converge. The first is a motivated offender, a suitable target, and absence of a capable guardian. So the theory includes routine activities of both of offender and victim. According to the research, which uses data of 935 teenagers examined the ability of routine activities theory to predict cyber harassment. The findings show that the routine activities theory is a viable explanation of cyber harassment risk among teenagers, impacting their mental state. The other theory is general strain theory. This we can see that once you are failed to achieve the positive valued goal or the presentation of negative stimuli, removal of positive valued stimuli, it's linked or it goes to the direction of strain and frustration. And that frustration and strain leads to anger and other negative emotion that leads to lack of legal coping mechanism in an individual, which leads to criminal behavior. And that's how a person who are harassed, who cyberly harassed people, come to the picture according to this theory. General strain theory states that strain increase the likelihood of crime. Practically, strain that are high in magnitude are seen as unjust. The other theory is a dark trait personality theory. This is a model of a personality in a person with tendencies that leads to unwanted negative behavior. This personality consists of three different types, namely nationalism, nar- narcissistic, and psychopathic. Materialism is the tendency to manipulate interpersonal relationships for personal gain. Narcissistic is characteristics by feeling groundless regarding self and act condescending towards other. Meanwhile, psychopath is shown through impulsive, violent behavior, lack of empathy, thrill-seeking behavior, and low social anxiety. All these personality traits possesses the tendency and exploited and aggressive with lack of guilt when causing harms to others. This is how a person comes into a picture when while doing the crime. According to the Gibb and Devereux 2014 theory, they found that people who score high on the psychopathy tend to engage in cyber harassment behavior more.
Okay, guys. So basically, if all this is happening in cyber harassment, think
Mhm.
about psychological impact, man. So that's really sad. So, according to the psychological impact of our of us on cyber harassment, the effect of cyber harassment have predominantly explored in the areas of teenagers. So, mental health concerns and reduced levels of psychological adjustments. Now, for example, like what do we say? The negative effects like loneliness, anxiety, depression, suicide, low self-esteem, somatic symptoms. All these are like effects that comes after a cyber harassment. And now by Minsha, Campbell, and Michelle, like their group had a research, and they mentioned that higher levels of cyber harassment victimization were related to higher levels of depression, except depressive effect. So victims of harassment may have experienced like they've become very scared, frustrated, angry, and depressed at all times just because of this harassment that they have faced. There is spyware. Technology awareness had the strong influence on attitude towards behavior and behavioral intention. It is recommended to create social advocacy group and networks. Role is to advocate for cybercrime awareness. Okay, so we have mentioned the previous models, when we are advised to when we are advised to stay away, we tend to stay away from it. When we are given awareness about it, we tend to follow that awareness, which is why we have a lot of awareness schemes in schools and so forth. Moving on to the awareness campus campaign.
Yeah, now let's see the awareness campaign. The Cyber Smiles Foundation is a cyberbullying charity committed to tackling all forms of online bullying, abuse, hate campaigns, the things we all learn throughout the short film. Okay, it was founded in 2010 in response to the increasing number of cyberbullying related to incidents of depression, eating disorders, social isolation, self-harm, and suicide is devastating lives worldwide. CyberSmile supports victims and their friends and families through social media interaction, email, and helpline support. They also run an annual event, Stop Cyberbullying Day, to draw attention to the issue.
So, to conclude our vlog, we have learned what is cyber harassment. We have learned its effect on our mental and psychological effects and whether it affects us physically or not. And then we also learned the few statistical and the real life stories that we have mentioned. Then we also learned about the models, how to overcome this, and how to seek protection as well. Here are few of our references that we have used.
Thank you for watching our video.